air gunners, welcome to M&B Airgun review. And another day where the dog got it. That is me, not shooting this time. No, decided to go out today, and I did do a little shooting at the range. And I actually did it with this little Barra 1866 behind me, pump action, lever pump. Had fun with it. Very cold, very windy, frozen fingertips, but still had fun doing a little experiment, and you'll see that that video coming along shortly. But let's talk about the day we had today. So I needed a new scope, and I really want a new scope. Well, for the CATTLEMAN T2, because it deserves a dedicated scope. I put one on it the other day, and while it's a scope that is decent, I figured the CATTLEMAN is in a class where it needs just a better scope than a $40 eBay scope. So I went out today, and every time I go into Walmart, you got to buy something, right? Today I didn't end up buying any ammo, and honestly, because I grabbed the ammo I was going to get, they had some cool gammo in there, and you'll see that in the video later in 22, but I didn't get them because I got sidetracked looking at rifle scopes, and I needed another bore sighter because mine is pretty much falling apart. So I picked that up in there, Simmons bore sighter. Anyhow, if you guys have been a constant follower of the channel, you'll know that I had a little incident in Walmart when I went to buy a couple of Red Ryder BB guns, and I ended up having to get this little buck instead because they wouldn't sell me the BB guns at their advertised price, which I thought was very, very odd. Watertown Walmart up here is not a very good one. No, the Evans Mills Walmart is very good. I actually called them. They said, come on up here. You can get them here. But unfortunately, I got there, and they didn't have them. So I ended up buying this. They gave me a good deal. I can't remember. $4 or $6 I ended up paying for these. So I bought a couple of them. 3 actually. Anyhow, so Evans Mills, props to the Evans Mills Walmart. Watertown Walmart, piss poor as usual. That's just how they are. I don't know why, but it was just one of those things. So I ended up going into the Watertown Walmart today. Why? Because it's closer to me, and I decided to check out. They got a very limited selection of rifle scopes, but they had a Bushnell trophy. And this is pretty weird because they have their different price points, and I started looking through their glass because, well, that's what it's about for me, is glass and a nice crisp crosshair inside. I want a nice reticle and good eye relief, and that's what I was looking for. So they have this trophy, and the funny thing about this, I started looking, there's the receipt I was looking for. When I started looking at the trophy, I started at the bottom of the line, and they had one for $89. And while this scope did have really clear glass, it wasn't capable of reaching out what I needed it to. For what I need, I want really crisp glass at 100 yards, crisp, very crisp, and a crosshair that doesn't get in the way. So I want to make sure that my shots are very focused. So they had another ones. There was a trophy, and I forget what the other two were that they had kind of in between that range. And finally, we worked up to the most expensive one they had, which I believe, we're going to look at the video in a minute, but I believe that was like $189. And it looked really decent. I grabbed it and I pulled it out, and I kind of tried it in the store and zoomed it way in on the opposite side of the store. And I was zooming in at a really nice target, and it had side parallax, and everything was really nice. So I said, I'll take it. Well, the guy working behind the counter was kind of snotty, and he was kind of rude and didn't want to help me to begin with. But he did help me. He just was not happy about it, apparently. So anyhow, every dog does have his day, right? I think that's going to be our new motto. I ended up picking up that trophy, but there's a little dramatic thing. So this is the trophy that I picked up here. But this trophy, if you'll notice, I told him this too. I said, that's not the trophy. Because I was just going to buy, this is the expensive one. And he pulled out boxes. He was getting boxes, and he pulled out this box. And I said, that's not the right box for that scope. And he says to me, well, it is too, sir. It says trophy right on it. Well, at that point, I decided that there was no arguing with him. He must be right, must know what he's talking about. And I let him proceed. He sold me the expensive scope, the 3x9x40, which was an $89 trophy scope. He sold me the scope for, I apologize, I'm sorry. He sold me the scope, it was a $134 scope, the one I was looking at. He sold me the expensive $189 scope for $134 because he wanted to argue about it being the wrong box. Now, if he would have noticed that it was the wrong box, he would have put the right scope in the box, because this is the one made in Korea, not China, 4 to 12x40, which is way better with the side parallax, and this has extremely clear glass. This scope was so nice when I looked through it. It's like looking through a window. It really is. It's a really clear, polished window. I liked it. I bought it. I got it for $134, and then I went ahead and got this. So this is going to be the dedicated scope for the Cattleman gun. It's a lot smaller than the scope that's on it. Actually, the scope that's on it's really overkill for an air rifle. Like I said, I need it for 100 yards, maybe a bit farther if we can get it out to connect a little farther than that. But this will definitely do the trick, and it's nice and light, and it does have some amazing turrets with really nice clicks. I'm going to get it sighted in here. Oh, they're so nice. They're so nice. And like I said, the model of this one, well, let's see what the model is. Model is, let's see, we got here 75-4120. Then we have an AZ00012, which is, I believe, is a serial number, but I am not sure. But anyhow, this was the expensive scope. I ended up with it cheaper because he wanted to argue, and I wasn't going to argue with the employee who knew more. But downside is I got a nice little trophy clean cloth here. But the downside is I don't believe I got the correct manual for it, so we'll check that out right now. You know what? I did get the right manual, so they have it really all messed up. Amazing. This is amazing. So, expensive scope. I did get the right manual. Wrong box. And how can you go wrong with that? So, I'm going to present to you guys my day shopping. I did pick up a nice Caldwell target holder for the range when no one's there, and I can set up my own targets. It's quick and easy, and it holds 2 big targets. I believe 2 12-inch targets. I believe 12 or 16 it'll hold. And it also turns into a nice plinking bench. Also, you can set whatever you want on it by simply adding a 2x4 in between. You will see that. And just a day out, Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart, and shopping for gun stuff. So, here comes the fun, guys. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hey, YouTube viewers. So, I'm going to tell you something. I'm just out and about. I decided to stop into Harbor Freight. I wanted to pick up a few things, and I happened to ask. It's just kind of funny when you're into PCPs and stuff and pneumatics. When you go in and I look at their compressors, I thought maybe on some freak accident that they had might have a good little compressor that was capable of 4,500 psi, but no. And when you ask, I just figure when you ask somebody in a store about a high pressure compressor that maybe they have heard of them. And I funny because of the looks that I got when I said I need a 4,500 psi compressor was like, well, why the hell would you ever need that? So I kind of laughed. It's just kind of funny. So, but anyhow, if you want to follow this little journey, we're going into Walmart to see what we can see and see if they have anything that's new and exciting in here, and on sale or what have you. But we're gonna go in. Let's check it out. Walmart, we're gonna check this stuff out. So just so you know, the Walmart in Watertown, New York is like the worst one in existence. This place is terrible. They have the worst customer service. They have the worst people working for them. But a few miles down the road's a good one, but I just didn't want to go there. So bear with me, we're gonna go look. So we're zipping through the store here. I will tell you something though. I will buy something while I'm here. I will not come into one and just walk out, because It's such a pain to come into this one. I have to buy something to make it worthwhile. Heading over to the Airgun section, if there is such a thing in this store anymore. Okay, here we go. What do we got? We got some Gamma rockets. Ooh, in the 22. Gamma rockets in the 22. That's a possibility. Flip that over. There we go. We have some Gamma red fires. Not a fan. Crossman 14.3 hollow points in 22. 14.3 grain. I already have the gold flights. And then we have these various ones up here in 177. So I'm looking at their rifle scopes here. I want to take a peek at their Bushnells. I want to check out the glass in that trophy. So, what did we end up getting? Well, that's actually pretty funny. That's actually a funny story. So I was checking out all their Bushnell scopes. I apologize if it's windy out, but they're really rude in that store, and they're like, there's no personality. It's just the weirdest thing. So I'm checking out their Bushnell scopes, and I started at their cheapest one, which was, let me get in my car here. Hold on one second. Be right back with you. Back in the car. So I started out looking at their Bushnell scopes, and I was looking at the trophy. They had a bottom of the line Bushnell trophy, and I don't mind those scopes. And actually, the bottom of the line one has better glass in it than their midline range, and in the Walmart versions anyhow. And then they had a nice trophy that was $189 with a side parallax, and you know, really nice glass. It's a nice Bushnell, it really is. It's made in Korea, not China, to those of you who that makes a difference too, but it's a Korean made one. And I said, okay, I'll take the trophy, I'll take the good one. And he goes to pull out the box, because the box is underneath, as you saw. It's in a glass case, and I think it was $189. And he pulls out the trophy box to the cheap one, the cheap trophy. And I'm like, what's he doing? That's not the right box. I go, I don't think that's the right box. He goes, well, it has to be, because that's the only trophy box that's in here. And I go, well, I'm not going to argue with you. Okay. So anyhow, this ended up costing me less than I thought. So they sold me this trophy as a 3x9x40, okay, trophy. But this is the good scope. Let me show you what I got here. This is a 4x12x40. So let me show you what I got here. So I'll switch this around so you can see it. Hopefully, if I can get it. There we go. So here's what we got. We got the Bushnell. That is a 4x12x40, the good one, okay? The side parallax, and let me show you the turrets on this. This is nice. This is got really good glass. I've used these, and it's very impressive, man. These things will reach out good. Very nice, okay? Super nice. So, I was like, wasn't going to argue with him, and he's like, well, you know, that doesn't have the, for some reason, this expensive one doesn't have the covers for the ends. I'm like, I didn't care. It's got a nice bag it comes in and everything over here. So this is the box he gave me, and I think this is the box. To make sure this is what the one. Make sure I'm getting it right. Yeah, it doesn't even. Yeah, 3 to 9x40. They sold me this one for the price of the cheap one, and he stuffed it in the wrong box. And I was like, you know, I tried to do the right thing. I tried to do the right thing and tell them, and they're rude and they didn't want to listen. So what happened was they sold they sold me this one for, get it in here, $134. So I went and back, and since it was so cheap, I bought myself another bore sighter, simply because my other one's on the fritz. And that's what I did. So now I'm on my way over to Dick's Sporting Goods to see what I can see that's good. But I guess that trip paid off into Walmart a little bit. I got a pretty outstanding scope. Like I said, I think that scope was around $189, and I got it for the price of the less expensive one, which was with $134. I'm not gonna argue with him. I tried to tell him, he wouldn't listen. Okay, thanks, bye. All right, on my way into, we're going over to Dick's. We're either gonna go, yeah, I think we're going to Dick's. Gonna go to Dick's and look around and see what they got. I need a chronograph. Because mine that I ordered from the slow boat from China never arrived, and I had to put in a dispute. So I'm looking for a chrono. They're probably not going to have one. I'll probably have to order another one or drive to Syracuse, one of the others. So I will be seeing you when I get into Dick's. Bye. All right, so here we are at my local Dick's store. Usually these guys are pretty good. You get a couple bad people in here once in a while, but for the most part, pretty down-to-earth real people in this store, you know, definitely compared to Walmart. But we're gonna go in and we are gonna see what they got to offer. Who knows what we'll end up picking up in there, right? Hey, today's fun day. Let's buy some stuff. Be right back. The wind is treacherous today. Sudden gusts. Let's get in this store and check some stuff out. So here we are. I've always been interested in these Swiss arms, but for some reason I just can't bring myself to buy a 177. And of course we got the Red Riders. Got a Speed Fire down there. But there's really nothing that I'm really interested in, to tell you the truth. Is that also a 177? Hang on for a second. Yeah, 177. So really nothing that I'm really interested in. What I am surprised at is this right here, this Swiss Arms right here, is a very, very heavy gun. I mean, this feels like a freaking 308. I'll show you this thing. This right here, that thing is heavy. It's a monster. It's heavier than my Black Ops. And that's this one, TAC 1 break barrel, but again it's 177. It's 900 feet per second. So what did we end up getting in Dick's? Well, I got the ultimate target stand so I can set up my targets at the range and not use their crappy little wood setups they got that the targets won't stay on and blow over. And we picked up some targets. So I'll show you here. Okay, so let me show you exactly what I picked up in there. I guess this was like 20 some bucks. It's pretty cheap. Hold on. This is the Caldwell Ultimate Target Stand, and it's supposed to hold two 16x16 targets. Collapses down pretty easy, and it keeps them pretty rigid apparently. And you can also use it to put if you put a 2x4 in it, you can set up a little plinking stand here too with it, which is pretty neat. It's kind of what I was looking for. And you step on it, and it spikes into the ground. Target stand. So that's awesome. Then we got the scope, and then we got another package of, everybody yells at me for this, but my Birchwood Casey targets. And that's what we went with for these. They're 12-inch sight-in targets. I don't use them as a sight-in target. I use it for a target. So that's just me. And now I'm going to make a phone call and see if I can find someplace local that has a chronograph, and hopefully my local gun store can get them or has one. That'd be great. Let's check it out. All right, hi guys. So I had absolutely no luck finding a chronograph, but I did order one. It's supposed to be here in 2 days. I went with another Caldwell. I'm not a fan, but I got the one with the lights on it and the bag and all that stuff. So hopefully this one works and will not be like the last one. I did have one ordered before, a slow boat from China. And one came defective, one didn't show up. So I guess I'm stuck with what I have to work with. But I had a fun day shopping, and I even got some shooting in too. And I just got that video out when we were just testing a couple little low-powered BB guns and a pellet gun. But my next one we're going to get out. I mean, it's really cold again. This is the next day, and it's really cold again. But my next one's going to be the Black Ops. And we got this set up and sighted in pretty good. This is a very fast feet per second gun. Another one that breaks the sound barrier, and it's a 22. It is suppressed. And my curiosity is getting the best of me on this one. And for another episode, we might be getting rid of that suppressor. We might be getting rid of that because I really don't like the looks of it. So that's just me. Let's see what it does. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for going shopping with me, and we'll see you soon.